What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 86 today of the My Player Career Mode. In this one, we've got a load of games to come. I think there might be 6 or 7 in this one episode today. So smash the like rating if you do end up enjoying this video. First game comes against Lyon. It's the Champions League beginnings for Manchester United. They've had a really good start to their league campaign as well, looking to continue it on in the Champions League. One player in particular who's had a really good start is, of course, Ben. He is playing out of his mind right now, but hopefully he can do that for England, because if you remember the last episode, they lost one of the games and drew the other one. Sweden beating them in a deserved victory for Sweden. They played very well last time out and they deserved to win the game. Then they played Finland and drew 0-0, so their start to their European Championship qualifiers hasn't really been great, has it? So we need to focus on that and try and get England in a good position. But also, he's got to focus on Manchester United and trying to get another Champions League trophy. Fell short in the semi-final to Spurs last season, but this time around they don't want that to happen again. Thank you all for this continued support in the series. I really appreciate it. Also, please note, guys, there should be something coming out in this near future that involves another player career, not taking over this one. This one will still go ahead as usual. It's just a little bit of a bonus for you all who's been asking me to start one that's not involved with myself. But in terms of this game, it was a decent start for United, who got the early chance there 3 minutes in. Ben's shot well saved by the goalkeeper. But after that, Lyon kind of controlled the rest of the first half, which was disappointing when you say the least, considering the fact that United are the home team. Neville Fekir with the corner here. He ends up whipping it in. It's won in the middle by one of the centre-backs who rifles his volley goalwards, and it came back off the upright, and it really should have been Lyon with the lead there. I was thankful that it didn't go in. 15 minutes from time, United themselves got their chance. All-out attack at this point. Lukaku aimed in the middle. It falls down. Lyon try to clear it. Don't deal with it very well. He finds Jota, and there is the shot coming in from the winger. Probably Lukaku should have hit that himself. I don't quite know why he tried to pass that, but he did, and that probably was the wrong decision from him. In the end, it ended up being all even here at Old Trafford. All honours squared. It is 0-0 after the first game, which means only a point picked up by both squads. So, not necessarily the worst start in the world, but not ideal either, considering the fact that Lyon were as much in that game as Manchester United were. If they're serious about wanting to win another Champions League trophy, then they need to play better than that against that side. They've also got Dortmund in their group, along with CSKA Moscow. You'll see all the groups pop up in just a moment if you want to check out any other groups. I do show you them all, but you have to pause it, because it goes kind of fast. So, as I'm saying, you will see the groups, you'll see our group, and then, of course, I'll go through the other ones. So there's Group A, which is Barcelona in that one. That is the United group, as I said. Dortmund and Moscow, the other two sides in this. Dortmund winning after the first game, so that's not too bad there. Group E was kind of, I'd say, a nice group to Spurs. They've got a semi-decent one. But there was a couple of groups in there that were quite tough, I'm not going to lie. But the next game coming against Swansea, it is going to be one of those games where I'm looking at this thinking, this might be quite tough. Because, once again, very much like Watford, Swansea have strengthened their side pretty well. They don't look like a relegation fighting team. They've got a decent squad of Swansea, and one that you can't really sit there and just take for granted. They've got a very decent squad. However, with the side that United have, I would say they've just got one of the better sides in the league, and probably one of the best sides in the league, if you had to put a pin on it. But in terms of the way it plays, we know inconsistency was there last season. I don't want to say it's gone completely out of the system, because it certainly won't have done after 4 games, but if we can get to the 20-game mark and still be playing the way we are, I would say consistency's back. The signing of David Alaba is an important one. It showcases that they have real, I'd say, ambitions for the season this season. It's a £60 million signing who is a quality player, played at Bayern Munich for a number of years, so he's got experience. So that signing alone told me that, Mourinho was looking at this side thinking he needs to strengthen and he's got to get a good side out. So I was really looking forward to seeing how this season was going to progress. And this game against Swansea, they were going to struggle unless they could keep the attacking threat quiet of Ben. So we'll see how they're going to fare in that one. And to their credit, in the opening half, the first half, they kept him quiet. Apart from this one opportunity here in the 27th minute, Alfie Mawson going over to stop him. But he gets past him with a very weak tackle there from Alfie Mawson. His strike was inches wide from making it 1-0 to the home side. But other than that, for the first half, as I said, they did a good job, Swansea. They kept him quiet. And I was about to say that it was a very good defensive performance from them. But then we go to the second half, and the problem is he tried to make a run here. Again, they were switched on. Jordi Amat with a fantastic tackle. They end up dealing with it, but then they just switch off. You have to remain focused. Look at this. He creeps in behind the Swansea back line. I think it's Jordi Amat who actually plays him onside here. But you have to give major props to Ben because the run was incredible. He knew full well where Jordi Amat was, So he went past the man that was marking him. You can see from this angle, there it is, the pass comes through. It's Alfie Mawson, the man that's marking him. He tries to play him offside. Jordi Amat is the man to play him onside, though, and that is that lack of concentration I just spoke about. They had it in abundance in the first half. Second half, they just didn't stay focused, and that's the reason why Ben was able to creep in and make the score 1-0 to Manchester United. So you have to feel sorry for Swansea. They defended expertly in the first half. Just the second half, that moment there, they needed to remain focused, and Jordi Amat didn't get back to his line in time, and otherwise that would have played him offside. The goal wouldn't have stood. So just got to get back in that line, defensive line. I'm sure that's going to be something that Swansea and well, probably their manager, their analytic people, I want to call it, and you know, their kind of coaches are going to look at that and say that he's got to get back into the defensive line quicker. And then again, another lapse in concentration, because once again, Ben not picked up. He wins the initial header, it comes back off the post, and it falls so kindly back to him for him to put in to make it 2-0. I always say this, you make your own look in football, and that's what Ben did there with winning the initial header before following it up to make the second goal happen. But again, at that point, Swansea, it's Jordi Amat again. You can say he's had a shocker, but truthfully, he had a great first half. It was literally just these two mistakes that he made. And the problem is, you can't make mistakes like this against a player of Ben's quality, because they'll come back to haunt you. If you're making these mistakes against like a Championship or a League One club, you might get away with it. But not in the Premier League, not against Ben, because that is not something that you can say happens on a regular basis. Teams making mistakes and not getting punished for it. So 2 chances pretty much for this second half and 2 goals as it stood. Ben really wanted this hat-trick. He was playing unbelievably well. He lays the ball out wide here, gets it back on the return. This time, though, Swansea have their goalkeeper to thank for that one, because he stops Ben's hat-trick by making a fantastic save to deny him the match ball from this game. I don't think he'll be bothered, though, because United win 2-0 and they get their 3 points. Ben with 2 of the goals today, and that's all that mattered from this one. So, as I said, the coaches from Swansea, they'll be looking at that, and they will be seriously pointing out Jordi Amat and saying, look, you had a great first half, but your second half performance just wasn't good enough. You've got to be quicker getting back to the line, and you've just got to pick up your man when he's making that run. So it's a disappointing day for Swansea. They did well in the first half, just couldn't last for the second. So they've had a good start. I'm expecting them not to be in a relegation fight come the end of the season. I think they'll be probably a mid-table side. We'll see if I'm going to be correct with that theory there. But then we were going into the next one. It's the Carabao Cup against West Brom. Not picked for the game, and they ended up winning 3-0 with the boys that were played by Mourinho. And it was a decent result, that one, because away from home could always be risky against sides like West Brom in the Carabao Cup and stuff like that. So it was nice to see them get the job done pretty much. But the next game, we're travelling over to the Cherries in the form of Bournemouth. And I was really looking forward to this one, because I like playing at stadiums where it's compact. I like playing in small grounds, because it feels like the fans are on you. If you make mistakes, the fans get on your back. But also, you feed off the energy of your crowd. You know, if you're playing well, the crowd will certainly feed you the energy you need to continue. So I like playing at these grounds like Loftus Road, this one, of course, Vitality Stadium, and there's a few others in FIFA that I think are really good grounds to play in. So as it stood, I was looking forward to this game. Bournemouth, of course, we know it's not the biggest ground in the world, but they have a loyal fan base as well that will always turn up to watch them. So for the side itself, they've got a tough job today, because as you saw from Swansea, keeping Ben quiet is not an easy ask, and they managed to do it for the first 45, but they couldn't do it in the second. Are Bournemouth going to fare any better with their mission today of keeping him quiet? That's the side that Manchester United had. Again, it's a very strong one. Pogba and Matic holding down that midfield, allowing Ben to just have free roam up top and do what he does best in creating chances. As the game got underway, it was Bournemouth trying to stop the United onslaught that was to come. Jota finding Ben 5 minutes in, drives across the face of goal, gets it under control, Milik, but his strike is unbelievably well blocked by the Bournemouth defender there to stop them going 1-0 in front. But again, I spoke about the United onslaught. It then continued into the second half. 51 minutes in, Ben again trying to work some space. He does ever so well to get his cross in, and a header straight at the Bournemouth goalkeeper stops it from being United 1-0. I don't quite know how he hit it straight towards a goalkeeper. I felt like he should have put it either side, but nevertheless, it happens sometimes. Great piece of play here to get United their latest chance, finding Milik. Milik, we've seen him in the box before. We know he's got quality to finish, and there is the opener for Manchester United. It took 63 minutes, but it is the way it goes. Again, Bournemouth, they did okay in the first half, keeping United quiet, but again, you've got to remain focused for 90 minutes. And again, we're seeing it around the same time as what Swansea crumbled in. they just don't remain focused. They allow Ben to play a 1-2, continue his run. Nobody picks him up. He lays the ball to Milik, and it's 1-0 to Manchester United. It's as simple as that. And 13 minutes to go. United continue their dominance. The latest cross from Ben, an unmarked David Alaba at the back, should have made the score 2-0. I said he's got quality. He has got quality, but that didn't really show it because he just completely missed the target there with a free volley, I would call it. But luckily for United, didn't matter. They came away with a 1-0 win. Bournemouth, you can say that they maybe deserve something out of the game, but they never really threatened going forward. But in all, again, I don't think they'll be in a relegation fight this season. I think they've got a decent chance at maybe going and staying up this year. So it's another good result for United. It's another professional performance, and it means, of course, that they get another 3 points. Chelsea, on the other hand, the side that knocked them off the top spot by a single point to the title last year, they haven't had a good start. They're sat in 8th place currently, and not quite where you would expect to see the current champions. So I'm intrigued to see exactly what's gone wrong at Chelsea, why it is that they've had such a bad start, whether it's just them not gelling at the moment, whether it's they've made a couple of signings that haven't really done the business, or could be that they've lost a few players and that might be why. But anyways, it doesn't matter to us because all it means is that United are enjoying their life right now at the top of the table, not having to worry about Chelsea. The only teams they are worried about at the moment, surprisingly, is West Ham. And that is kind of weird to say because you don't expect West Ham to be there. But anyways, moving on, next game in the Champions League, this one against CSK Moscow. Of course, Dortmund already beaten them in the group stage at this time. Dortmund would take on the side that Manchester United drew with in the form of Lyon. And so for United, I feel like they needed to win this one. They were going over to Russia to take them on. I felt they had to go here and get a performance and a win in the bag. So Ben trying to do his best in the opening few minutes of this one to make a chance happen. Steals it back from corner. Finds an unmarked Lukaku. The Belgian can't even hit the target with a shot. I don't quite know how. He had a whole bunch of time there. He was not even marked. He could have arguably taken a touch there and then obviously hit with the left foot. But interestingly enough, he just doesn't even hit the target. I don't quite know how that's possible. But anyways, moving on. 10 minutes in. Ben again pulling the strings in the heart of the midfield as he always does. Gets past his man with a lovely little turn. Feeds Martins. Martins back to it. He sees Lukaku trying to make that run. Uses it to his advantage by turning the defender. And then just unleashes that. And it's 1-0 United. What a fantastic finish from Ben. This guy's quality. I'm not even kidding, right? But on the other hand, I know I was slating Lukaku earlier on for missing that chance. This run is an important one. That one there, you can see, because what it means is it confuses the Moscow defenders. You can see them both. They don't know whether they should follow the run of Lukaku or watch Ben. And in that moment of time, it allows Ben to create the turn and then strike it with the extra space that he got from Lukaku's run. So full credit to the big Belgian up top for that run. Maybe he knew about it. Maybe he didn't know what he was doing and just tried to literally give an option, and that might have been why. But the run itself allowed Ben that little turn and the space that he had there to pull the trigger. So fantastic from Lukaku, even better from Ben to give United the lead here. And as I said, it was important this game. They got the right result from it. Continuing on though, United continued to dominate this game. 35 minutes in, Ben down this right-hand side. Lovely cutback. And again, Lukaku in the box. This time chooses to take the touch. I have no idea what to call this. But that, for me, is the miss of the series so far. I can't really say it's Lukaku's fault because he gets his strike away. It's well blocked. But how on earth did Anthony Martial miss that? It's an open goal. Not only did he miss it, he put it out for a throw-in. How is that possible? I genuinely don't know. But anyways, moving on. Still in the first half here, United creating more and more chances. And it was time to make it 2-0. Ben basically saying, you know what, Anthony, you missed that chance. I'm not going to give you a chance now. I'm just going to run through and do what you should have done with the open goal. And he finishes it off to make it 2-0 to the away side. And pretty much that felt like it was game over. Moscow never really kind of threatened and they couldn't stop this United attack. The way it was going, this game could have quite easily been 4 or 5-0. So there's still 45 minutes to come in the second half and they are really struggling to stop United going forward. Martial's chance there should have been another goal. Lukaku with that earlier chance that he missed should have been another goal. They should have been 4-0 up at this point, Manchester United. They weren't, they were 2. They were still in control, but it should have been 4 to the away side. That's how much they created in this particular game. Ben at the heart of pretty much everything as well. So as we move into the second half of play, didn't really improve for Moscow. They came out second half and quite clearly whatever was said in the halftime team talk didn't work because United continue the pressure. Ben again on the ball. He finds his hat-trick goal. You have to say again, it's not the greatest goalkeeping in the world, but if you watch it from this angle, you'll understand exactly why this one goes in. There is so many bodies blocking the goalkeeper in his view of this one that he just simply wouldn't have been able to see what was happening. So when this run comes in, Matic is blocking him. He's got 2 defenders in front of him as well, also blocking his view. You see it better from this angle now. You literally can't see a thing. You just know the ball's gone past them, and that's when he decides to dive. When he realizes it's taken, no deflection, it's going straight through. He then makes his decision to dive, but it was way too late, and that's the reason why Ben will be heading away from this game with today's match ball. 3 goals in the Champions League, and that is a very, very good performance from the England midfielder today. Just to make matters worse for Moscow, at this point, Matic came off, Paul Pogba coming on. It's not a bad little replacement to bring off the bench, is it? So the game just wasn't going to get any better for them, and that showed because, again, 88 minutes in, 2 minutes from time, it was Zelensky finding his teammate. It was actually Martins through on goal. Credible finish from him, and it's Manchester United leading by 4. I said it could have been 4 or 5. To be honest, it could have been 6 or 7. And it just, again, was different to the way they played against Lyon. They struggled in the opening game of the group stage, not really doing much to be able to get themselves in front. They needed this type of performance. They needed this confidence booster, the morale booster. They had to basically win this game. Not only did they win it, they smashed Moscow. And, I mean, no disrespect by that, but they were never really in the game. I think from the first goal going in when Ben scored it, they pretty much didn't know what to do. They kind of gave up in many respects. And that's not something you can do in the Champions League. If you want to get out of the group, you've got to dig deep when you go a goal down and just try your hardest to get back into the game. Not give away as many chances as they did. So disappointing from them, but fantastic from Manchester United. And it means that they're now going to get 3 points in their group stage. And, of course, that's important now moving forward. Puts them on 4 points. And even if Dortmund win their game, they're still 2 behind them, still with them to play. So that is still, of course, to come later on. But for now, it's a good way for Ben to continue his good run of form. 6 shots on the day, 3 goals, of course. But Anthony Martial's miss overshadowing everything. I'm actually going to title this video Miss of the Season. Or Miss of the Series, actually. Because I don't know quite how he was able to miss that. I mean, I've seen incredible misses in my time. And that probably is the worst one. It's not even the fact that he missed it. The fact is, he missed it. And it basically went out for a throw-in. Like, how is that even possible? I don't quite understand how that even happens. But anyways, moving on, good result. United will continue their good run of form. The cool thing as well, actually, was that Ben played to a 10 match rating after that game. So I'm not sure how many 10s we've had in the series, but that might be one of, like, I guess, I think I've seen him have 10 before twice, maybe. Anyways, we got him a 10-point match rating. You can expect that. The other games in these other groups, is that how it's panned out? Dortmund win against Lyon means that they are on 6 points. So United will play them next time out, and they'll be 2 points behind them currently going into that one. So victory will mean they'll take top spot away. But for now, the games just get better. This latest one is at Old Trafford, United against Spurs, Ben's former club, but also maybe a title rival in the form of Tottenham Hotspur. This game shapes up to be incredible. There's so much attacking talent on this game right now. Harry Kane, the top scorer in the division currently. Eriksen for Spurs, the best player in the league last year. He got the Player of the Year after being an unbelievable contribution rate to goals. It was just insane. He had a great season. The defenses shape up very strong. Both of them having a very strong defense. I mean, look at this side. De Gea's back, thankfully for us, after his long-term injury. United team, they've got Martins, they've got Wood, they've got Martial. It's just such a good side. Then, as I said, for Spurs, they've got Lloris, Zappacosta, Lemos, Martin, Wanyama, Fabinho, and then Eriksen and Kane, pretty much. So we know this is going to be a very good game indeed. And both sides did show their attacking threat. 28 minutes in, Martial's cross finds Milik. Milik's shot is straight at Hugo Lloris. Could have done better with that one. From the corner, though, Martins ends up whipping this in towards a back post. It's one in the middle by us. It comes back off the woodwork. There is Paul Pogba on the rebound to make the score 1-0 to the home side. Very, very well done to Paul Pogba because that wasn't an easy tap-in to make. We saw Martial miss an easy one earlier on. This one is bouncing up. He's got to get it on target. He keeps it just under the crossbar. And it's a very good finish indeed from the Frenchman. And after 31 minutes of game time, Manchester United struck first blood in this game. But you can guarantee that's not going to be the only chance of this one. Not when you have the likes of Ben on the field, Eriksen on the field. There's going to be chances in this game. So that is just chance one of what was to come in this first game. And as I said, with the attacking quality that they've got, it was only a matter of time before Spurs would create their first chance. Lloris with the kick, up to Harry Kane, wins the header, finds Eriksen. Eriksen to Lamela. Lamela takes on the fullback, gets past him with that tackle, gets inside of Marcus Rojo. De Gea starts to come out to try and put pressure on him. But that's a quite brilliant finish from the Argentinian winger. I just have nothing to say about that. I was pointing out Eriksen, I was pointing out Kane being a threat for Spurs. Well, how about that from Eric Lamela? Because he certainly put up a case as to why he should be considered as one of Spurs' main threats. A lovely turn of Marcus Rojo, keeps his composure as David De Gea starts to come out. You can say he's got to do better with that one, but I don't think there was a massive amount that the Spaniard could have done about that one, because the finish from Lamela is just quality. It really, really is quality. And as soon as we took the lead, no more than 10, 15 minutes later, Spurs were back on level terms. Moving into the second half now, though, and United had the first chance of this one. Great turn from Ben, gets past his man, finds a lovely ball down the right-hand side towards Martins. He's fouled on the way through. Nevertheless, Martins whips in the cross, and there is Anthony Martial, missing the sitter earlier on, but he wins the header at the back post to put Manchester United back in front in this one with 30 minutes remaining. Oh man, I cannot tell you how good that felt, that goal. It was a lovely play to even set it up in the first place. The cross is perfect as well, and Martial just gets the run on his fullback, and that is the reason why Lloris is beaten by the header. And I don't quite understand how on earth that actually went in. It looked as if from that replay it might have been an own goal actually, but Anthony Martial celebrating it anyway, and he will certainly claim that one. But regardless, it is United back in front, and it is them with the advantage currently. But again, are they going to be able to hold on to this one? We'll have to wait and see. But then the next chance came in the 71st minute. This is just sheer quality. Ben turns Wanyama, continues his run, gets past another Spurs man, gets past another one. Should score from this one. You can argue it's because he's got the injury there. The run itself was incredible. The finish, not so great from Ben, you have to say. But as I said, he did pick up a little knock, and that might have been the reason why he possibly may have missed that one. And that was all the game had in store. So for a first game against Spurs of the season, it was, I would say, a very entertaining game. It wasn't one that had like massive amount of chances, but it just showed that both sides could do so much with so little. Because there wasn't like a massive amount of shots, and both teams took their chances. United, of course, winning the game 2-1, but that Eric Lamela finish, it was a very, very good finish, I have to say. And there's not many players that can say they can beat David De Gea with a finish like that. So, again, you have to look at it and just say, well done to Eric Lamela at that point, because it was a great finish. Nevertheless, England back on some international duty now for Ben. It's Denmark, the next opponents. He's just played Eriksen a moment ago, and he's playing against his international team right now. England need the 3 points here. They need to get the 3 points. A loss and a draw so far in the group stage, it's not good enough. They have to come back and get the right result here. As I said, Denmark, it's going to be tough. They're the top team currently in this group stage. But aside for England, they've got a lot of good players out there. But of course, Denmark do have Christian Eriksen, so we've seen him before. We know what he's got in his locker, and we'll see if it's going to be a pain for England. Interestingly enough, that wasn't even the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing was that we just played against Spurs. Eriksen was on the side of Harry Kane and was playing just in behind him. Of course, Ben on the other side. This time around, you've got Ben playing just in behind Harry Kane for England and Eriksen on the other side. It's kind of interesting in many ways, to say the least. And Eric Dyer also, of course, of Spurs is in the side as well for England. But, yeah, it's kind of weird to see that. But anyways, the side is decent from Denmark, but it's one that I feel England should be able to try and get the better of in this game. And it took 13 minutes for the first chance. Ben on the ball. He's trying to use his strike partner, Harry Kane. He gets a nice 1-2 off with him. Hits his effort goalwards. It's not completely in the corner, but it had a lot of venom behind it, and it came off the top of the crossbar and went over the top as well. Sadly for England, who thought they'd open up the scoring and were ready to celebrate the opening goal. You can see the fans there getting ready. It just wasn't meant to be for England, but they didn't take them long to find another chance. This one, coming over on the left-hand side, ball inside to Ross Barkley. Barkley sees Ben, uses him. You can see he turns his man. He's got two men trying to mark him at this point. Unleashes the shot. The goalkeeping, it's not ideal because, again, it wasn't a fantastic goalkeeping display here. I have to say, the strike itself, it's not in the corner, and I would say he's probably got to do better. By the way, guys, we are playing currently on the CPU slider of the goalkeeper to 70. For anybody wondering, that's what it's currently set to. But I just felt like he's got to do better with that shot. You know, it's not exactly, I would say, completely in the corner. And he also gets his hand very close to it. So, I just have to say for Denmark, they're going to be disappointed when they watch that one back about the way they've conceded that goal. So, for England, it was an important one to get. It calmed the nerves of a lot of fans in the ground. I think there was tension before that one. Obviously, not having the greatest start, they wanted to pick things up. And it took 76 minutes for the next chance to appear. Ben again gets in behind. It's a fantastic move. Harry Kane plays an unreal pass through to him, and he just finishes it off. Does what he does best. When he's in that area, 9 times out of 10, he's going to hit the target, and it's normally going to go in. But you have to give credit, as I said, to Harry Kane, because the through ball was brilliant. That one, I don't think the keeper could have done much about there. You can't really complain at him for that one, because it is a very good strike from Ben. And it's one that is a nice way to cap off what was a professional and commanding performance from England. So, not only did the first goal calm the nerves, that one just settled everybody down. They knew for a fact now, even if England had a mini meltdown, that they should be able to still get the points from this one. But it didn't end there, because at this point, Denmark didn't know what to do. I think they kind of just thought, there's 7 minutes left, we're not going to get ourselves back in this. They allowed Ben a bit too much time, gets inside of a few too many players, and once again, hits another hat-trick goal. This one is the pick of the bunch. Great turn in the centre of the park, takes on so many players, and the strike itself hits the woodwork before going in. And you can say he's just got quality in abundance as well, guys. Please bear in mind, I forgot to show you, there is something at the end of this episode, because one of you guys in the comments, one of you lovely people, has asked me to show you what Ben's stats currently are, of course, what his weak foot is and what his skill moves are. Now, I don't know if there is a way you can actually improve the player's weak foot in this game, because I know for sure that Ben's got a 2-star weak foot, and I actually started another player career mode for a series that you're going to be seeing coming out later on, and that one, he only had a 1-star weak foot, so I think it's literally just random whichever player you get. So I'm kind of intrigued to see if there's a way you can actually set it so they have a better weak foot or not, because I don't actually know if there is a way that you can improve it when you are in the game, or if it literally is just whatever you get given at the start is whatever it is, because I know you can improve it on pro clubs, but I don't know about in the My Player series. So anyways, let me know in the comments if you know if there is a way to improve the weak foot within a player career mode, because it would be massively helpful towards Ben, and of course the other one that I might be starting, considering the fact that Ben has a 2-star, the other guy only has a 1-star, so it's not ideal. But anyways, that's the way it ended. Eriksen looking disappointed. England coming away with the 3 points. That was a massive victory for them. They had to do that. They had to get that win, and I'm glad that they did do it in order to get that. So as I said, important. But Wales and Finland played out a 2-2 draw as well. This group is kind of close. I'm going to show you it later on. And a lot of teams have a good chance of getting out of the group after that one. But for now, guys, pretty much that is where the episode is going to end off for the gameplay. As I said, the tables-wise, that's how it is. 4 teams on 4 points. Finland on 3 and Austria on 1. But Sweden still have a game in hand. So if they win that, they can go top of the group themselves. So we'll see how that's going to pan out. For the Premier League, though, that's currently how it looks at the top spot. Manchester United playing 7, winning 6, drawing 1, losing 0. The only other side in the division to have not lost yet is Watford, and they currently see themselves in 4th place. Leeds enjoying a really good start to their season in 3rd place at the moment. Chelsea into 5th. Arsenal in 7th. 8th is Spurs. Liverpool down in 13th. Manchester City all the way down in 16th place after their opening 7 games, losing 4 of their first 7, which is pretty damn ridiculous, if I do say so. Bournemouth, I said they were going to be kind of a mid-table side. They're currently sat 18th place. Not ideal. They've had 5 defeats from their first 7 games at the moment. Maybe I was wrong with that judgment. Swansea, on the other hand, though, are sat 10th, so I might be correct with that one. We'll see anyways come the end of the season. But as I said, I'm going to show you now Ben's current stats. He's got 9 goals, 4 assists in 10 games so far this season, which is sensational. But, of course, that doesn't count the England performances as well. So he has had a few England performances in there. And that is currently his physical attributes. He's got some incredible stats, all greens. Mental-wise, vision 99, attack positioning 93, just his composure that's lacking slightly at the moment. In terms of his skill attributes, ball control 99, dribbling 99, finishing 85, long pass 99, short pass 99. Everything is just so good from him. The only thing weak at the moment is heading accuracy, free kick accuracy, stand tackle, slide tackle, stuff like that. So anyways, but that's not really something you need from your cam. 2-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. Again, not ideal, but that's the way it is at the moment. If you've enjoyed today's episode, a like, I would greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the new story series that's coming out on the channel. Please let me know what you think of it as well when it does come out. It might be dropping tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow, which will be Saturday. Other than that, guys, I will see you all again here at 4 PM tomorrow, definitely, for yet another video. Catch you all then. Adios.